Over the years, people's skills and potentials have led to countless inventions and innovations that are consistently turning our world into an easier place to live in. From our foods, clothes, accessories, and more importantly, mode of transportation. We were able to oppose the impossible when we made humongous ships to conquer lands, built the first ever fuel-powered car, until we discovered a way to travel through air, thus the creation of aircrafts. And if there's one common denominator that exists in all these things, it would be to save time. Normally, if people are asked what mode of transportation they would rather choose to travel by, they would opt to select the most time-saving. And among the given options, aircrafts are the perfect fit for this matter. This very reason is something that private aviation companies bear to consistently find ways to build air vehicles that would save more and more travel time than what they have attained now. Hence, the beginning of VTOL, vertical takeoff landing aircrafts, a concept which might just be the future of aviation. In today's video, we're checking out these 10 aircrafts that will probably conquer the skies through vertical takeoff and landing. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, share this video, subscribe and ring the notification bell for more interesting videos just like this one. Number 10. Ryan X13 VTG. For some of you, it might be flash news to know that as technology embraced the jet engine in the 1950s, it became a decade of test pilots and experimental aircrafts. The aviation industry pushed its limits in both endurance and speed, and this is what made Ryan X13 VTG to rise and develop its wings and land in our 10th spot in this list. Through a mobile launch and recovery manifesto during its official testing, the lightweight X13 model gracefully took off and consequently landed in a vertical orientation, entirely removing excess weight from the landing gear. This technique, however, made the developers realize of how impractical it is from the pilot's angle, and it was also found out that the plane's efficiency was not enough to intercept smoothly. While the VTG surpassed the rest of the tailsitter planes, it's quite unfortunate to know that its operational profile has been treated as a dead end for VTOL. Number 9. Dassault Bolzac V. Flying over the 9 spot is Bolzac V by Dassault and Sud Aviation. This supersonic VTOL combat aircraft was first conceptualized in August 1960 by the Air Force, supposedly replacing the Mirage 3E in 1967. This aircraft, at the same time, was a medium used by Dassault and Sud Aviation to prove that a configuration by using existing turbojets in subsonic flights, which by the way was a concept plainly treated by everybody as a crazy idea, is indeed feasible. During the test flights conducted by the Test Center and U.S. Air Force, it was confirmed that Bolzac V obtained quality performance, only that the configuration was immensely complicated, tragically proven after 2 fatal accidents. It was also addressed that the lift jet was costly and incapable of delivering enough thrust, aside from its limited warhead capabilities. Number 8. Bell 15. If there's a single place on Earth that shouts, "Even sky is not the limit," where else can it be aside from NASA? This Bell-developed aircraft caught by our optics lands in the 8th spot on our list, the XV-15, which was part of the well-known NASA Dryden Flight Research Center. The aircraft's tilt-rotor technology demonstrator was the result of the efforts that began in the early 1950s to provide an aircraft that is capable to take off, land, and hover the same way as a helicopter does, only that it must have the speed of an airplane. The X-15's rotor pylons have this incredible mechanism of eliminating speed barriers by horizontal and vertical tilt, which allow the XV-15 to achieve the speed of 550 km per hour, something an ordinary aircraft can't definitely execute. Number 7. EWR VJ101. In the 7th spot lies a German experimental fighter jet that possessed both VTOL and supersonic capabilities. The EWR VJ101, designed by Balco, Henkel, and Messerschmitt in 1959. If you're into movies involving fighter jets or happen to watch Top Gun, chances are you've already heard them mention Mach numbers, basically speed values when an object moves faster than the speed of sound. This aircraft's first prototype, launched in 1963, was able to undergo 78 test flights, in which 14 of those included full VTOL, and since then managed to record a speed of Mach 1, which means that it was able to create a sonic boom while on flight for a couple of times before crashing in 1964 following a vertical takeoff. This promising initial set of results led to the development of the following 2 prototypes, EWR VJ101CX and EWR VJ101CX2. Number 6. Yakolev Yak-141. If you're the type of person who admires Russian things, then this Russian-developed aircraft, which stole the 8th spot on this list, will surely please you. Yakolev Yak-141, also commonly known as Yak-41, is a supersonic vertical takeoff landing fighter manufactured by the Yakolev Design Bureau to be primarily used by the Soviet Navy. It was first launched to undergo testing in March 1987 at the Sukovsky International Airport, but was sadly discarded in August 1991. During its testing, Yak-41 was able to record high-standard combat maneuvers. It has a total external length of 18.36 meters, an external height of 3 meters, a tail height of 5 meters, and a body diameter of 1 meter. Its wheelbase occupies a total of 6.9 meters, a wingspan of 10.10 meters, and its wing area is 31.7 square meters. If you can't find that gigantic of a vehicle that could fly through the sky, then I don't know what can. Number 5. Dornier Do31. The Dornier Do31 transported itself to the 5th spot in our list. This aircraft was a West German experimental VTOL built by Dornier in 1960s, designed as a 50,000-pound military transport plane to be able to lift 6,000 to 8,000 pounds of load. It was primarily configured to meet the NATO specifications to become a tactical support aircraft. Dornier Do31 continued to operate flights until it was canceled in April 1970 due to immensely high costs and maintenance, consecutively occurring technical and logistic problems, and countless changes of requirements. Prior to its termination, Dornier Do31 was able to acquire a total of 3 prototypes, namely E1, E2, and E3. Too bad that this VTOL plane only lasted roughly a decade. Number 4. Hawker Harrier. Regarded as the only true short takeoff and landing aircraft in the world, Hawker Siddeley Harrier occupies the 4th spot on our list. Developed by Sidney Cam and Ralph Hooper, along with Stanley Hooker from Bristol Aero Engine Company in 1957, this VTOL aircraft became famous for being known as a jumper jet. It was the world's first vertical takeoff combat airplane to officially enter operational service, and it's the oldest of its kind as of this very moment. This aircraft is capable in operating from main roads or forest clearings and concealed in camouflage nets. Number 3. Augusta-Westland AW609. If we talk about the need for an aircraft with vertical takeoff and landing versatility of a helicopter and speed, range, and altitude of a fixed-wing turboprop airplane, then this aircraft, occupying the 3rd spot on our list, is our perfect answer. Daringly capable of flying at 25,000 feet under extremely low temperature conditions, AW609 is the key to fulfill your long-planned travel adventures in any type of weather. It was developed in 2002 by Bell and Augusta and made its very first flight on the 6th of March, 2003. Through constant development, it was able to have the in-flight chopper-to-aeroplane conversion mode in July 2005. As of present, AW609 has a total of 3 engineered prototypes. Number 2. Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II. Number 2 in our spot is the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, a stealthy supersonic and multi-role aircraft that can be regarded as the centerpiece of the 21st century global security. The aircraft's transformational abilities allows pilots to operate with versatility in any environment and against any potential threats, therefore allowing national security to be stronger and enhances global partnership, which consequently fuels economic growth. F-35 plays an extremely critical role in joint domain operations since it currently acts as the backbone of Allied air power for 13 nations. It's primarily designed to fulfill the wants of the U.S. and Allied defense forces for an inexpensive next-generation fighter jet. Number 1. Bell Boeing 522 Osprey. Stealing the top spot is no other than the Bell-developed Joint Service Multi-Role Combat Aircraft, the mighty V-22 Osprey. This trusted military asset continues to be the most sought-after aircraft around the globe. It utilizes a transformational tilt-rotor technology to combine a fixed-wing speed and range along with endurance and altitude combined with vertical lift similar to a helicopter. V-22 Osprey's global fleet is now over 500,000 flight hours and still continues to perform what were previously impossible in the aviation industry. So what do you think of the top 10 aircrafts capable of vertical takeoff? Were there any other vehicles which we forgot to mention? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe with the notification bell to get more interesting videos just like this one.